Good afternoon everyone. In this video we are going to discuss the scanning of electron microscope. So that is also called it as SEMS. So here the construction of the scanning electron microscope is showing here. So first we are going to discuss the what is the scanning electron microscope. So it is a powerful magnification tool. It is used so that it utilizes the focused beam of electrons to obtain the informations. The high resolution three-dimensional images produced by SEM provide the topological as well as morphological and compositional information to make them invaluable in a variety science and industry applications. So next we are going to see the working principle. Before going to see the working principle, it consists of electron gun, first condenser lens, spray aperture, and the second condenser lens that will be joined over here, and deflection coils and back scattered electron deflector sample. The component is going to place over here. So this is the vacuum pipe, and another thing is the secondary electron detector and X-ray detector, objective lens. So electron beam. So this is the electron beams. It will be provided by the electron gun, and also the series of electromagnetic lenses that will be connected over here. Okay, so via the electromagnetic lenses, the electronic beam passing over the. Okay, now we will see the working principle. So in the working principle, the scanning electron microscope provides the detailed surface information by tracing a sample raster than pattern with electron beam. A process begins with the electron gun. It will be going to generate the beam of energetic electrons down the column and onto the series of electromagnetic lenses. So these lenses are tubes wrapped in a coil, and referred to the solenoids or okay. So this will be wrapped into the coil and referred to the solenoids. So the coils are adjust and focus the incident electron beams into the electron beams onto the sample. So these adjustment cause the fluctuations in the voltage. So and decreasing the speed in which the electrons come to contact with the specimen surface. So here the mostly the specimen surface we are going to keep. So it's going to contact. So a controlled computer, the SEM is operator can just to beam the control the magnification as well as determine the surface or to be scanned, surface area or to be scanned. Or the beam is focused onto the stage where solid sample is placed. Most samples require some preparation before being placed in the vacuum chamber. Of the variety of different preparation process, two most commonly used prior to some analysis are sputter coating for non-conductive samples and dehydration of most biological specimens. Okay. In addition, all samples needed to be able to handle the low pressure inside the vacuum chamber. Normally whatever the experiments are going to do, if you are doing with the vacuum chamber, what happens, the beams, it will be going to point out on the samples. So if, normal atmospheric pressure, normal atmospheric condition we are doing means the beam, it will be scattered in the all the direction. Okay, that's what all the things we are going to do in the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so in that the interaction between the incident electrons on surface samples is determined by the acceleration rate incident electrons, so which carry the significant amount of kinetic energy before focused onto the sample. So when the incident electrons come into contact with the sample, energetic electrons are released from the surface of the sample. From here, the scatter patterns made by the interaction yields information on size, shape, and texture under the composition of the samples. A variety of detectors are used for different types of scattered electrons, including secondary and backscattered electrons as well as uh, X-rays. So here we are using as a backscatter electrons. Okay, so the backscatter electrons or incident electrons reflected backwards. The images provide the composition data related to the element compound detection. So diffracted backscattered electrons determine the crystalline structure as well as the orientation of the mineral microfabrics. The X-rays emitted from the beneath the sample surface. Now, it can provide the element and mineral information. Which one diffracted scattered electrons and SEM, that is a scanning electron microscope, produce the black of and white three-dimensional images. So the image magnification can be up to 10 nanometer, and although it is not as powerful as TEM. Okay. Counterpart, intense interaction intense interaction that it takes place the surface of specimen provide a greater depth of view, higher resolution, and ultimately a more detailed surface picture. From this, we are going to get more surface picture from this scanning electron microscope. Okay, so this is the working principle of scanning electron microscope. uh, in the simple manner, if you want to tell, so the electron gun via it will be passing, it will goes to the sample, it will be retracted. So those time the back scattered electrons, it will provide the image composition and the data related element to the compound detection. So from that we are going to find the value or about the small objects. Okay, so in the scanning of electron microscope, there are two topography we are going to discuss, that is the topography as well as morphography. So if the surface feature of an object, how it looks, so detectable feature are limited to the few nanometers. So that is the topography. What is the morphology means, so the shape and size and arrangement of the particles making object that are lying on the surface of the sample or have been exposed by grinding or chemical etching. So detectable features limited in the to a few nanometers. So that is called as morphology. So these are all the two things important on the scanning electron microscope. Then comes into the applications. So in the applications, uh, it will be having the variety of applications like a scientific and industrial related fields, mainly into the characterization of the solid materials. So it will be used, which on the electron scanning of electron microscope, and also it is can be essential for research tool. Okay. For the field of life science and biology, gemology, medical and forensic science, metallurgy, so it will be used. So in addition to that, it have practical industry like technological applications such as semiconductor inspections, production line, and medical products. So assembly of microchips for computers. So in this area it will be used. So same it will be equipped with the diffracted backscattered electron detectors. It can be used to examine the fabric and crystallographic orientation in many materials. Okay, so next we are going to see about the advantages. uh, so it may be used in the wide area applications, so detailing in the three-dimensional and the topographical imaging, and the versatile information generated, uh, garnered from different detectors it is used. That is the one advantages. And it also easy to operate. That is also one more advantages of this scanning electron microscope. So the limitation or disadvantages, mainly the cost and size of the component, it will be high. Okay, and this will be most expensive, and it will be working on the area of any electric or magnetic or vibration interference. Uh, so mainly the maintenance, it will be involve keeping the steady voltage current, so electromagnetic coils and circulation of the cool water. So special training required to operate the SEM as well as the prepare samples. So there is no absolute way to eliminate identify the potential artifacts. So these are all the limitations for the scanning of electron beams. So with that, the SEM get over. Thank you.